Hello, welcome back and good morning to all of you. Now I am going to teach you the topic Putikan, which is compared with chronic suppurative otitis media. It is one of the most important diseases of the Conroe. So listen to it carefully and try to understand it. Uh, so let's move to the topic. Putikan. पुतिकॉन को मॉडर्न में हम क्रॉनिक सुपोरेटिव ओटाइटिस मीडिया कहते हैं, जिसका शॉर्ट फॉर्म है CSOM। आचार्य सुश्रुत ने इसका लक्षण जो कहा हुआ है, स्थिति कफे स्रोत जैसा विलयमाने विसंपृक्तापमान अवेदनो व अथवा संवेदनो गणम स्रवेदपूति सपूति कर्णकः, अर्थात इसका लक्षण जो है पित्त के चेत से कर्ण स्रोत में अवस्थित श्लेष्मा के संतप्त एवं विलीन होने पर वेदना रहित या वेदना सहित तथा गाढ़ा और दुर्गंधित स्राव स्रवित करने वाले कर्णगत रोग को पूतिकर्ण कहते हैं। आचार्य भागवत ने कहा है कफो विदग्ध पितेन सरोजम निरोजम तव अपि गणपुति वहु क्लेद कुरुते पूतिकर्णकम। इसमें भी यही कहा गया कि वेदना सहित या वेदना रहित पित्त के कारण कर्ण से क्लेद युक्त कुएं का स्राव होता है, ऐसा अष्टांग हृदय का मत है। फिर इसकी चिकित्सा पे आते हैं। इसकी चिकित्सा के विषय में आचार्य कहते हैं, आचार्य सुश्रुत कहते हैं गुग्गुलो कर्ण दौर्गंधीय रूपनम श्रेष्ठम उच्यते शद्रम धूमपान कबलस्य चोदाहरण, अर्थात गुग्गल के कान में धुनी देना श्रेष्ठ है। इसके अतिरिक्त वमन धूमपान तथा कबल का धारण करना श्रेष्ठ है। आचार्य भागवत कहते हैं कर्ण श्रावोदितम कुर्यात् कृमिकर्णयों, अर्थात पूतिकर्ण तथा कृमि रोगों में कर्ण श्राव रोग की भांति चिकित्सा करनी चाहिए। कर्ण श्राव रोग में हमने बहुत सारे योग देखे थे, शायद तुम्हें याद होंगे, अदरवाइज रिवाइज कर लेना। Then coming to its modern part, that is chronic suppurative otitis media, which is one of the most important disease of ENT part. From clinical point of view as well as from theoretical point of view. So chronic suppurative otitis media is a long-standing infection of the middle ear cleft, which is characterized by discharge, toughness, and perforation of the tympanic membrane. So, can you explain me the structures which come in the middle ear cleft? Okay. Medial ear ossicles, trachea tube, then mastoid ear cells, mastoid antrum, all these come in middle ear cleft. It is the most important cause of hearing impairment in our country in rural population due to its prevalence in poor socio-economic class. So हमारी कंट्री में जो ये है रूरल एरिया में सबसे ज्यादा डेफनेस का कॉज है ड्यू टू सोशियो इकोनॉमिक रीजंस, because of lack of proper hygiene. Then coming to its types of perforation include tubotympanic, it is also called safe or benign type. It involves anterior-inferior part of middle ear cleft and associated with central perforation. So central perforation is known as tubotympanic type of perforation. It is safe type as serious complications does not occur in this type, in the tubotympanic type. Then second type of perforation is atychointral type. It is also called unsafe or dangerous type. It involves posterior superior part of middle ear cleft and associated with atic or marginal perforation. The disease is often associated with bone eroding processes such as cholesteatoma, granulations, or osteoiditis. So this is in concern with atychointral type of perforation. It is dangerous type as the risk of complications is high in this type. Then coming to details of tubotympanic type of CSOM. First, its etiology. Squeal of acute suppurative otitis media not treated adequately. Once the permanent perforation takes place, entry of infection takes place through trachea tube or external acoustic meters. So once permanent perforation takes place, repeated infections occur either through trachea tube or through external acoustic meters. There may be infection from tonsils, adenoid, sinus, allergy, trachea tube, dysfunction, or malnutrition. Then it's bacteriology. Aerobic microorganisms include Pseudomonas, Proteus, E. coli, Staphylococcus aureus. So, Pseudomonas, Proteus, E. coli are all gram-negative, while Staphylococcus aureus is gram-positive. Then anaerobes, which include in its bacteriology are Bacteroides, Fragilis, anaerobic streptococci. Then coming to its pathology. In this type of CSOM, the disease remains confined to mucosa of anterior-inferior part of middle ear and is trachea tube. And due to infection, there occurs hyperplasia of mucosa leading to blockage of posterior part of tympanum, resulting extravasation of blood, which may lead to cholesterol, granuloma, or blue drown. So in this type, CSM remain confined to anterior inferior part of middle ear and is trachea tube. Then coming to its clinical features. First is ear discharge. Ear discharge is mucocoagulant, which may be intermittent or persistent stage. The discharge appears mostly at upper respiratory infections. Then hearing loss. Hearing loss may be present, which may vary from mild to moderately severe. That is averaging about 40 decibel. Then perforation. So in tubotympanic type of CSOM, central perforation of the tympanic membrane is present with variable shape or size, dry or wet. Mucosa of the middle ear may be polypoidal, edematous, or congested, depending upon the stage of CSOM. In this type, a perforation is kidney shaped due to relative poor supply of the involved area of the tympanic membrane. Opening of the Eustachian tube, round window, ear ossicles may also be visible. Then coming to investigations, the investigations include examination under microscope. It is essential in every case to get information regarding the status and progression of the pathological condition. Culture and sensitivity test to select appropriate antibiotic is done. Then X-ray mustard X-ray counts 2 is done to know about extent of its involvement. Then audiogram doses, degree and type of hearing loss. Then CT scan, temporal bone, it may be done if required. Then coming on its management. First, conservative treatment. Oral toilet. All discharge must be removed either by dry mopping with cotton swabs. Suction method. It is done to remove the discharge from external acoustic needles and middle ear. Then syringing it may be done with warm saline or 1%, 1.5% acetic acid. So oral toilet, suction method, syringing are included in its conservative treatment. Eardrops, antibiotic eardrops combined with steroids as they have anti-inflammatory effect. Eardrops should be selected carefully as they may cause side effects and some are ototoxic also. Then systemic antibiotics. Role of systemic antibiotics is very limited in case of CSOM. Then treatment of contributory causes. Contributory causes must be treated adequately. Then coming to his surgical treatment. If polyp or granulations are present, they should be excised before starting conservative treatment. Laryngoplasty alone or with tympanoplasty may be done to restore hearing and will take or repeated infections from the meatus. Then coming to precautions. Precautions include instructions should be given to the patient to keep the ear dry while swimming or hair wash. For rubber inserts may be used. For that, rubber inserts may be used. Or nose blowing should be avoided as it can push the infection from nasopharynx to middle ear. Then coming to second type of CSM, that is etiquantral type. The etiology of etiquantral CSM disease is same as polycythoma. It is most commonly seen in cellular or sclerotic type of menstruation. So these are its etiological factors. Then coming to its pathology. There are three basic pathological findings in the etiquantral type. The first is polycythoma, second granulation tissue, third is cholesterol granuloma. First is cholecythoma. The term is misnomer as it is neither a tumor or nor all of these contain cholesterol crystals. So cholecythoma is a misnomer. It consists of a sac of squamous keratinized epithelium surrounded by granulation tissue. Otherwise, cholecythoma का मतलब होता है presence of skin at the wrong place. Then Next is granulation tissue. Granulation tissue is osteocytes of the mastoid bone of low grade. It may also extend to middle ear. Then cholesterol granuloma, the third condition. It can be present alone or along with cholesterol or granulations. Then coming to clinical features of atypical type of CSOM, discharge from the ear. It is the main symptom. It may be persistent or recurrent, which is purulent and frequently foul smelling. Second is hearing loss. It varies from mild to severe because of frequent involvement of the articulation. Deafness is rare. Then bleeding from the ear. Bleeding may be noted in the presence of polyp or granulations. Then perforation. The perforation is usually in the attic or posterior superior segment of the tympanic membrane and is marginal. It is of dangerous type. Then coming to investigations. The investigations include tuning fork tests. These will show conductive type of deafness. Then pure tone iodogram. It will indicate type of and degree of hearing loss. Next is radiography. X-ray mastoid will indicate bone destruction and degree of mastoid pneumatization. CT scan, temporal bone CT scan is preferred and more informative than X-ray mastoid. Then culture and sensitivity test of ear discharge, so that proper antibody can be selected after the test. Then coming to treatment part. In most of the cases, surgical treatment is required. Removal of disease and make the ear safe, it is foremost aim. Second aim is to preserve reconstruction of the hearing. So these are the aims of the surgical treatment. Then surgical procedures are canal wall down procedure and canal wall up procedure. First, canal wall down procedure. Mastoid cavity is left open into the external auditory canal so that the involved area may be cleared totally. So this is method of canal wall down procedure. Second procedure is canal wall up procedure. In this procedure, posterior middle wall is retained. This posterior middle wall is retained and total mastoid cavity is not left open, as in case of canal wall down procedure. Its advantage is that it keeps ear dry and easy reconstruction of hearing mechanism is possible. However, disadvantage is danger of some cholestoma may be left behind. Therefore, chances of recurrence are very common. Thus, it is done only in selected cases. So, canal wall up procedure is done only in selected cases, so that recurrence of infection may be prevented. Then reconstructive surgery. These include laryngoplasty and tympanoplasty. As I have already explained, laryngoplasty means reconstruction of the tympanic membrane, and tympanoplasty means reconstruction of the ossiculation along with tympanic membrane. So laryngoplasty is a procedure to close the perforation of the tympanic membrane, and tympanoplasty, laryngoplasty combined with ossicular reconstruction is known as tympanoplasty. Then coming to conservative treatment of aticoental type of CSO, it has limited role. However, suction clearance can be undertaken under operating microscope when polystroma is small and easily accessible. Suction clearance and repeated follow-up are essential. Precautions as dry and oral toilet are necessary. So thank you very much for listening to this lecture. So I have explained in this lecture the types of CSM, that is tubal tympani, aticontal, their etiological factors, clinical features, investigations, treatment, and their Ayurvedic part, that is Pudikan, including its Lakshan and Chikitsa. So, tubal tympani and aticontal type of CSOM are important. Question usually is asked from this topic. So study it well. If you have any problem, you can discuss it with me. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Keep 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 up your study. Study regularly. Otherwise, I'm going to ask you a question and you will come, and your answers will determine what numbers are you going to get in your practical. So तुम्हारे प्रैक्टिकल के नंबर इसी बात पे डिपेंड करेंगे कि तो आप कितना आंसर देते हो जो क्वेश्चंस मैं पूछता हूँ. ठीक है, तो बी केयरफुल, हैव अ नाइस डे, थैंक यू, थैंक्स अ लॉट.